Morning. Duckland 1. Boots on the ground. Unemployed guy. Although I did work last week, but it barely made enough to pay any bills. I still owe a ton of money, and I still can't. I'm totally broke 3 days later after I worked, and I can't afford to even eat today. But that's okay. There's more things more important than food. I want to comment on the Obama and Curry interview. I didn't watch all of it, of course. I can't stand to watch those liars. But he's talking about unemployment. No, nobody's talking about unemployment for the last year and a half, 2 years. They don't give a shit, right? And then they finally find out that this is really a huge problem now, and it might be a re-election problem. So now it's in the forefront of the news. That's the only reason, you guys. Let me tell you something. The propaganda machine here in America is at full force, and Joseph Goebbels would be proud to be an American today, because all the propaganda that's being spewed out of the mouths of these evil people, these evil politicians that's up there, and how the hell they get elected, how the hell they get their position. Well, I do know. It's satanic, man. It's the end times. But I'm going to read this little paragraph here. This is out of the NIV Bible, 2 Timothy 3. It's out of the NIV, so they changed some of the words, but the meaning, you can get the meaning well enough. And it starts out, but mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. Now people say, Chuck, they've been saying it's been the last days forever. It's, when it was 999 and 1999 and all this other stuff, But you have to look at our place in history. Those people were wrong because the history wasn't here. The time in history hadn't occurred yet. And when before 1947, people used to say, well, Israel is never going to be a nation again. Nobody believed Israel would be a nation, right? Everybody believed it wasn't a real it won't be a real nation. It'll be a spiritual Israel. That's what they say. It'll be a spiritual Israel, like supernatural. Nothing's going to be supernatural. And in 1947, of course, Israel became a country, and nothing was supernatural. Just like nobody's going to fly away supernaturally before the tribulation. We're already in the birthing pains. This tribulation is getting ready to start anytime. Well, I believe it's already started, and it's time. The time for the country to repent is over with. It's up to each individual to repent and find your own way, because as a group, it's too late. The churches have been deceived. Everybody's been deceived, and very few people seek the truth. Even though in 2 Thessalonians 2:10 it says those who do not seek the truth will be the ones that will be deceived. And when people say to me, they say, why should I care about this Illuminati's, these people that are trying to take over the earth, these murderous wars that we don't even know the reason why we're there? Well, it's all corporate wars. It's all for money. And but then people just don't want to know. They tell me, well, it doesn't affect my life. These are people in my family. It doesn't affect my life. But these are the same people that read the NIV Bible and say they go to church and they say they're religious. So I say, well, why don't you read the Bible then? It says right there in 2 Thessalonians, seek the truth and you won't be deceived. And I say, do you want to be deceived? Because if you don't seek the truth, you will be deceived. It says it right here, and I believe this. This is 2 Timothy 3. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. That's talking about the people that you worship, like the baseball players, the basketball players, the music people, your stars, your movie stars, having a form of godliness. These people they're put on a pedestal. They're raised up above the normal person, but they're just people. And it says stay away from them, have nothing to do with them. So turn off the TV, turn off the music, and meditate on God, man. That's what you have to do in these times. They are the kind who worm their way into homes and gain self-control over the weak-willed women. I'm going to add, and men. They worm their way into homes through television, through media, who are loaded down with sins or swayed by all kinds of evil desires, always learning, but never able to acknowledge the truth. So all these people that put these, oh, he's got 10 master's degrees in this, and he's so smart, and I believe him. A bunch of idiots, man. Just a bunch of idiots. They don't know the truth. They seek knowledge, but where does this knowledge come from? But anyway, we're unemployed people on the ground here. I had 2 interviews, and both interviews claimed that the job was going to be depending on the economic recovery, because, I mean, you watch TV every day for the last 2 years, and they're telling you how great the recovery is and how things are great. And people believe it, the business people believe it, and then it doesn't materialize. And so they don't hire. This is my tomatoes here. I dug this trench last year, had tomatoes here and some sunflowers, but I went all tomatoes this year. I have 15 plants here. Look, they're coming up pretty good, man. I planted them all from seeds because last year when I planted tomatoes, I bought them already growing, and a couple of them had this disease and it spread to the rest of them. So I did some research over the winter, and it's better to grow your plants from seeds, grow them yourself, because that way you don't import any kind of disastrous disease that's going to ruin your crop. I'm experimenting. I actually spliced this rose with another rose. I'm going to see what it comes up. I probably won't have any results this year. I don't know even if I'll be here next year, my God. This is my little garden here. I was going to make this about twice as big as this, but I'm going to work on this today. I'm going to try to throw some broccoli and some other greens in here. I got to scrape up some money, man. I'm totally broke. I got to go get a haircut for another interview I may have this week. And so it's going to be between food and a haircut, and it's going to have to be a haircut today. And we were being totally deceived. The propaganda machine is freaking high gear, and you have to ask yourself why. Why are they trying to deceive us in such a rush? It's such a hurry. Because I can tell you right now, man, time is short. Looking for chemtrails. We got a couple chemtrails in the sky this morning, not many. It's a really beautiful Michigan day. God made this day, I tell you what, man, it's beautiful. But I have no work to do today. No work around the house. Got no gas in my car. Hell, didn't even make enough money to pay the insurance on my car. So, and I normally pay the insurance on my daughter's car. I didn't make enough to pay that either. So they're probably just going to cancel me, and it really bothers me because my daughter's driving without insurance, man. I tell you what, man, things are just getting really, really, really bad. And of course, if you're unemployed, it's going to get really bad. It's going to get worse. People aren't going to hire. The guy I work for, we cut the trees down. He had lots of jobs that people are canceling. People are canceling left and right. And he's not making it. He's living on credit cards. He can't hire me. He can't afford to hire anybody, so I work, under the table. I got another job I was working under the table, fixing some decks and stuff, but that job's gone too now. And the woods. Tell you what, man, this may be the source of my food one day. All right, everybody have a great day. This is my thoughts on unemployment, my thoughts on Obama, and the world. Duck out.